Hi, I'm Kristen Wright. I'm the Executive Director of Inclusive Practices and also the California Center for Inclusive College, which is a new technical assistance center that we co-lead with the LA County Office of Education. One thing we do know is, and there's more new research, and I know Stanford's been doing some work around this, is that students with intellectual disabilities and complex communication needs and other types of disabilities can also have dyslexia. And so sometimes reading issues, I think, can be attributed just to the primary disability, which can kind of mask treatable reading disorders like dyslexia. So we don't want to not screen or think that because we've done certain assessments, that covers all the bases. We want to make sure that we use all the tools in our toolkit in order to make sure that students get all the different supports that they need. And especially because the screener is done in general education, right? Or just across the board, but in general education classrooms. And so we do want general education teachers to also feel comfortable screening all of their students so that they get to know how they're doing. And then when something does need to be done, like something comes up in the screener that they may have a predisposition, and that can, of course, be talked about with the IEP team, but certainly we don't want to opt out or limit this opportunity to know more about our students to maybe get a new clue that we didn't know before.
So do you think that these screeners are going to be able to kind of help the IEP team find specific areas where we might have missing skills, or we might need additional instruction?
I think it's possible. And I also think it's important to note that a student may have an IEP, but it doesn't mean that they couldn't benefit from tier 2 and tier 3 instruction based on a different type of disability than maybe was identified initially in their IEP. So we don't want them to have to go away to get all their services. They could really get probably a lot of benefit in many cases from being from getting the same types of interventions that students without disabilities get that are also identified as maybe having a predisposition, because the screener isn't screening for disability. The screener is screening for some clues. There may be something going on we want to pay attention to. We want to do more to make sure that we teach kids how to read, and we don't just think everyone learns the same and those types of things.